Hello and welcome back to the Infinite Math Tutors Math YouTube channel. Today we're going to be learning about the unit circle and remembering some easy ways to remember the whole thing. This is very important to remember because when you're taking a time test on pre-calc or calc, you need to be able to remember and recall these values really easily because you do not have time to draw it all out. Okay, let's get started. So the first couple things are the easiest to remember. At 0, 2 pi, and pi, cosine is going to be 1 for 0 and 2 pi, and at pi, cosine equals -1. At all these values, sine is 0. And then the same is true for root 2 over 2 and 3 pi over 2. Pi over 2 and 3 pi over 2. So sine is going to equal -1 at 3 pi over 2, and then 1 at pi over 2, and cosine is 0 at all these values. So as you do that more, you'll remember that easier. Now, at pi over 4, sine and cosine are the same, and they are root 2 over 2. Okay, let's get into the harder part. So, how do you remember at pi over 3 and pi over 6, which one is root 3 over 2 and which one is 1/2? This is my easy method. Remember, root 3 over 2 is tall like a tree. So that means it is bigger than 1/2. And so an easy way to remember which one is which is that at pi over 3, you can see the y value is bigger because it's taller than it is at pi over 6. Thus, at pi over 3, sine has to be bigger than it was at pi over 6. So at pi over 3, sine is root 3 over 2. And at pi over 6, sine is 1/2. And then the cosine at pi over 3 is 1/2. And cosine at pi over 6 is root 3 over 2. And that's just an easy way to remember that because you can clearly see it illustrated on the circle. And as you do it more often, you'll be able to remember it easier. Now, the last thing, how do you remember where sine, cosine, and tangent, and all of them are positive and negative? Let's get into that. So, if you draw your unit circle and draw it into 4 quadrants, you can remember this with all students take calc. All students, all are positive. Sine is positive. Tangent is positive. And cosine is positive. Okay, that's all for today. Hopefully that helped.